And one other thing is please mute yourself, just so there's not any background noise. So welcome to, it's kind of like the first, I know at some of our live events, we have Zoom streamed in. Welcome to the first virtual travel talk. I figured we would do this before we're meeting in person September 21st in Edmonton, simply because there is some trips that we wanted to share that have deadlines on them. So we wanted to make sure that you guys got an opportunity to hear what they talked about in Calgary last week. So welcome to Travel Chicks, the travel talk. We have been running these meetup groups since 2014. I started the very first meetup in Calgary back in 2014. My name is Melissa Mackey. If we've never met before, nice to have you join me on this lovely, windy Wednesday afternoon. Travel Chicks is a full service travel agency. And the reason why we started these meetups primarily was because so many people that we were booking trips for were solo and single travelers, meaning they may be in a relationship that the partner doesn't travel and they want to feel safer going with, a small group of people. Maybe people are divorced, maybe people are widowed, and there was such a huge need for it. And so we've kind of created this platform. And I will put a caveat on this. I know we've mentioned at the meetup groups, if you have a trip or an idea of a trip that you would like to go on, reach out to any of the Travel Chicks in Edmonton or in Calgary, and we'll see if we can help you find some people and put something together. And then the other thing is, if you have a trip that you're planning just, with your family, don't hesitate to reach out to us, because oftentimes with the relationships and connections that we've built in the travel industry in the last 17 years, we can usually find better rates than what you can find online. So just kind of hold that in your mind as something that we might be able to help you with. All right, so what's on the horizon? What's new? What are some of the trips that the Calgary gals talked about last week? You might have seen the email, if you're on the email list, about this 7-day Pacific Northwest cruise that's happening very soon. I mean, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It departs out of Vancouver September 26th, and then it goes round trip back to Vancouver. There's 3 of us Travel Chicks going. This here is the itinerary. So it starts in Vancouver and it doesn't leave till 9 p.m. at night. So it's really good because you could fly in the same day and get to the ship and not have to board, not leave the port until 9 p.m. First stop is Victoria, there for the day. And then it heads to Astoria, Oregon. And so in Astoria, there's a lot of really cool cultural artifact kind of trips, shore excursions that you can do there. And then the next day is a full day at sea. And then finally, Alaska. Alaska is like one of the top spots tons of Canadians want to visit. And so we're in Alaska for the full day, and then we have another day at sea, and then it dips back to Seattle. And then so the whole day in Seattle, and then it completes Vancouver at 5:30 a.m. So again, it's really nice because you can fly out the same day. So we wanted to make sure you knew about this. We had this quote from last week. So I don't know if the pricing is the same because we haven't checked. And of course, pricing and availability changes all the time. But the balcony stateroom is what we got pricing for because it's absolutely beautiful at this time of year. So balcony, 222 square feet, including the balcony, and it provides outstanding views. Here's the deal with Princess Cruises, you can get the basic package fare, which really is not worth it. Yes, it comes with complimentary dining and entertainment and the medallion class experience, but for $60 extra a day, you get Princess Plus, and that includes complimentary dining, Wi-Fi, which is 1 device per guest, the crew appreciation. So that's like the tips and gratuities. Plus you get the beverage package, and you can get up to 15 drinks per day, alcoholic drinks, and they have to be drinks that are up to $15. You get 2 fitness classes, and then you get premium desserts and 2 new casual dining meals, which is, it's such good bang for the buck. And if you just got the basic package, that alone, you're paying, so on top of your regular fare, which your basic fare would be cheaper, you're paying between 16 to 18 bucks US per person per day, just for the crew appreciation. And Wi-Fi, I mean, Wi-Fi is another additional fee that you have to pay, plus the drinks, which is a beverage package. So the premium, this one, Princess Plus, totally worth, like without a question. So the prices last week per person, and we might have one lady who is interested in partnering up with somebody as a double occupancy with the Princess Plus for a balcony stateroom. Last week, the price was $2,078 per person. So that's based on double. And then the basic rate was $1,511 per person. Again, these are based on double occupancy. So if you wanted a single occupancy, you could send one of the travel chicks an email, or just send info@travelchicks.ca for up-to-date pricing. But I think we might have one lady interested. The next thing is we have 2 awesome women from Edmonton who are doing this cruise. What is amazing about Virgin Voyages is that everything is included. So it's kind of similar to Princess Plus, but Virgin Voyages, they don't have separate fares. They have one all-in price, and that includes everything. This cruise departs out of Barcelona, and you'll see the itinerary here at the bottom. So it leaves October 22nd. So that's just, I don't know, 51 days away. And the places that you're going to be going to are Toulon. So right kind of in France, Marina de Carrera, I can't even say that properly. And then you have a day sailing, and then you're going to Ajaccio, and then Ibiza, and then Barcelona. So it's called the Irresistible Mediterranean, because it really is. And the women going from Edmonton, there's 2 of them. They're getting there one night early. So they're going to enjoy Barcelona a night before and then a night after. And they're actually adding a few days on for Paris after. So that's an idea for you as well. And if you want to see the cruise and the up-to-date pricing for that, you can go to travelchicks.live/med for this particular cruise. The other one that we have, 1 or 2 ladies from Calgary, they're doing this Costa Rica quest. Costa Rica, I've been there in November. Beautiful place to visit, super lush at that time of year, great weather. It's very humid, hot. G Adventures, we have booked so many members of our travel group on G Adventures, and we have never had one complaint about this company. They are phenomenal. They take care of you as soon as you arrive till the day that you depart. And this, just so you know, it's November 4th to the 12th, and that does not include airfare. So you would need airfare from Edmonton to San Jose, and then obviously return. What does your $14.49 per person include? It includes Good Moment. It's a coffee cooperative tour. So you actually go into view like everything that they do, from the grounds to delivering the coffee. You have a welcome moment, La Fortuna, which is the incredible volcano, which is a top tourist site to see. Monteverde, same thing. Capos, and then you have a guided cloud forest night walk, which is absolutely gorgeous. I personally have never done it, but I've had tons of friends and clients who have, and it is such a beautiful sight to see, especially if you're into these types of excursions in a place like Costa Rica. It also includes the entrance fee to the national park. And then, of course, all your transportation between all of these places and the activities. So that's 9 days, 8 nights. You also have one lunch included. And the transportation you'd receive is by vehicle, boat, shared van, and of course, walking. And then they have some extras that you can also add on to your trip as well. So, small group, maximum they take is 16 people to a group. On average, almost every tour has 12 people. Physical rating, 2. So there's very light walking and hiking. It's not like a physical rating of 5 where you need to be super physically fit in order to do this type of tour. You could do a single room option, which would be an additional $709 to that $1,449 price. And the deposit, and I know the final payment due is today. And there was 7 spots left last week. So again, we'd have to check to see if this is still accurate, but this might be a cool trip for you in November. The other thing that we talked about was Cuba, and we haven't had any takers or confirmed people yet for this Cuba trip. Cuba was November 28th to December 5th. And the hotel that we chose this time was the Melilla Peninsula Veradero. This is for a classic room, double occupancy. It was $1,475, and for a single, it was $1,657. Now, these prices are only based on us getting 10 people to actually go on the trip. And I will show you, and I'll actually type it in the comments. If you were interested, I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to type this. So this link that I just put in the chat is, if you click that link and you are interested in any of these trips, just fill in your information, because this is how we're keeping track. Okay. Now this Cuba trip, as I said, we do need a minimum of 10 people to get these rates. If by September 26th, and I think this quote was valid until September 10th or 15th. So if by September 10th or 15th, we do not have 10 people that are committed and ready to go, we would then have to submit for another group rate. I cannot guarantee that the prices would stay the same, but that's just, some information for you to know. Maybe you have a friend that might want to join on this trip. Send them that link, that Google form link, because that keeps track in a spreadsheet for us who is interested and who is not. And this here is just some information on the hotel. The other kind of exciting trips are, we've had a lot of people inside the meetup groups talk about different sorts of trips and long stay trips. So there's a company that we work with, and they're called Exotic Tours. They're quite popular with people, with Canadians in Western Canada. Once you do one trip with Exotic Tours, and they can only be booked through a travel agency, like they don't work with consumers. Once you've taken one trip with Exotic Tours, it's like you just keep wanting more and more and more. Lots of people love the group leaders that run these trips, and they've always had an amazing experience. So this is a different kind of trip that we're throwing out there to everybody this year. And this is Christmas markets in Eastern Europe. So some things to note: that it does not include flights, meals and drinks, unless indicated in the actual inclusions, travel insurance, gratuities, optional excursions. Okay. So December 4th to December 12th, you get to travel to Eastern Europe's popular and festive Christmas markets. During this 8-night itinerary, you will visit cities of Vienna, Salzburg, Prague, and Krumlov, and you'll witness unique and enchanting atmospheres. So this is all the stuff here that it includes. Transfer from Vienna Airport to the city center hotel. You get 8-night accommodation in a 4-star hotel with breakfast included. So that's a nice little bonus. Half-day walking tour of Vienna also included is the entrance to the palace, one of the most beautiful palaces to visit while you're in Vienna. You also get a full-day excursion to Salzburg, a bus transfer from Vienna to Prague, a half-day grand tour of Prague, including a little cruise down the river. You get a full-day excursion to Krumlov, and you get an evening musical concert at a church in Prague. And this is one of the top things that passengers in the past that have done this Christmas markets, they've absolutely loved this last part, the musical concert. And then, of course, you finish from Prague and you get your transfer back to the airport. And so this is a guaranteed departure with a minimum of 2 passengers. So this price here is based on double occupancy. If you wanted single occupancy, as you can see on your screen, it would be $41.59 for single and then $27.99 for double. So 2 people sharing. Long stay. We already have people booked, and these long stays actually for Portugal, they've already sold out of their first date, which is crazy. People have been booking this since like last year. So what's cool about this? So the Edmonton pricing, if there is any of you interested in this, we do have to submit for group pricing for the airfare, because these long stay trips with Exotic, they include the airfare in the prices you see here. So this, for example, March departure, Calgary, March 3rd to March 28th, you get 3 nights in Lisbon plus 21 nights in Albufeira. So that's more or less like the Algarve area. And why people love these long stay vacations is because it like gives you a base, right? And then you have this base over there. Plus you also have a representative that can answer any questions, help you book tours and excursions right there, like on site. And it gives you a base. So you can then, plan your itinerary from there, right? And that's why lots of people love this. So you get all the group transfers. Your international flights are also included, 20 to 21 nights in the Algarve, and you can choose whether you want a studio suite or a suite with a kitchenette. So this one is March 3rd to the 28th for next year. And I would have to double check. If you are interested, just make sure you fill out that form. And then we can double check on the availability, because I know, like I said, the first option sold out. So this is the details from Calgary, but it gives you a baseline. Okay, so these are the flights here. So it would go Calgary to Amsterdam, and then Amsterdam to Lisbon. Whoops, and then the same way home. So March 3rd to March 28th. Okay. Luna Sola Quay is the hotel that you would be staying at. So for a studio, it's $25.59 plus 800 tax. So that's a total of $33.59. And remember, that includes airfare. Okay. If you wanted an upgrade for the pool view studio, you would add $100, and you can see the prices here. And for all of you who have joined today, I'll also send out a copy of the slides so that you can review this on your own as well. Single supplements, so that's based on just this base studio price, you would add $11.30 to have your very own unit, okay? Next one is a combined long stay in Italy. So this one is March 9th to the 30th. These are some of the most popular places. We just had clients get back from Sorrento. I saw the pictures and they are absolutely stunning, like stunning. The architecture of the buildings and just the culture, and it was absolutely beautiful. So this here is March 9th to the 30th. So again, these prices are from Calgary, and we do have to submit a request for Edmonton pricing. Or you might just want to drive down to Calgary, right? So this includes flights from Calgary, all group transfers, accommodation for 20 nights at 4-star hotels. So that would be 5 nights in Florence, 12 nights in Sorrento, and 3 nights in Rome. It also includes daily breakfast, a welcome dinner in Florence, entrance fees to Pompeii's site and visit with an English-speaking guide, and then bilingual tour leaders, okay? You can also add this, which is a 6 excursion package. And this would give you access to full day Siena, I can't say that, Chianti with wine tasting from Florence, half day gallery with guide from Florence, a walking city tour from Florence, and a full day Capri from Sorrento, and a half day Rome, Vatican, Sistine Chapel, and St. Peter's Basilica. So this is an add-on. Okay, so the $5,699 price is per person based on double occupancy. And then if you want to add this 6 excursion package, you would add another $650. Okay. So if you wanted to arrange your own flights, okay, they have a land only price, and that would have to be arrival on March 10th. Okay. And the land only price is $39.99 per person based on double. And if you were doing single, you would add $27.50. So in order to book any of these exotic tour vacations, everybody must put $1,000 deposit down, and then the final payment is due 90 days prior. So for this, for example, it would be due December 11th. Okay. The other one, and this is these two folks, I've never actually met these two, Johanna and Dawn. They're exotic tours, all-time favorite hosts. Like I said, we've had so many clients take trips just because these two are doing them and hosting them over in Europe. So this one is a Spain explorer, and this one is April 18th or 19th. And there's prices from Vancouver, from Calgary, and then from Edmonton. So April 18th to May 11th. For this one, international flights are included. The transfers from the Barcelona airport to the hotel and then back again. 21 or 22 nights accommodation in a junior suite pool view or in a 1-bedroom apartment city view. And that's at Miami Park Kalela Apartment Hotel. Change of towels daily, apartment cleaning and bed sheets, airport taxes. So this is just some of the information here. For this tour, the deposit is actually only $750. So it's not the $1,000. And then the 90 days prior to departure would make it due on January 18th for the full final payment. So right here, you'll see Edmonton, April 18th to May 11th. So the price for that is $33.99 based on double. And then if you want single, you just add $12.30 to this price right here. All right, now this one. I believe we are like 2 people away from making this trip a go. Sorry, I have the Calgary flights here. I meant to put Edmonton. Totally forgot. We need 10 people for this. And I'm pretty sure we have 8 confirmed so far. This pricing is on until September 9th, I believe. So we are guaranteed this pricing. Edmonton standard room double occupancy is $18.90 per person. If you just want your own room, it's $21.25. What's so cool about this is that the solar eclipse. And if you're on our email list, you probably would have got an email about this. But April 8th of next year is going to be a solar eclipse. And so actually a lot of the interested folks right now are like astronomy kind of people who love looking at stars and studying that stuff. So they said it's going to be really neat because of the path of where Mazatlan sits and where the solar eclipse is supposed to happen. So that's happening April 8th, the solar eclipse at like 11 in the morning, Mazatlan time. So for this, again, you would just fill out that Google form. And if we get 2 more people, then this is the go, which is really awesome. It's all inclusive. So round trip airfare, hotel, 5-star Rio Emerald Bay. And the Rio Emerald Bay, it's a beautiful property. It's a newer type Rio. It is a little bit further away from downtown Mazatlan, but it's super easy to hop on a bus. I lived in Mazatlan for a winter with my daughter, and we took public transportation everywhere. And it's, I mean, 25 pesos or something, super cheap. And you can take the bus into town and go to the Malecon and, you know, see the sights down in the main part of Mazatlan. And you also get 1 checked bag that's included, all drinks, all meals. So again, $18.90 double, and then $21.25 for single. So I wanted to make this short and sweet. I wanted to keep it in the 30 minutes, which were 4 minutes and 2:30. Okay, I'm going to ask, does anyone have any questions? And I also see Geraldine is on the call as well. Geraldine, do you want to introduce yourself? She's another one of the travel chicks from Edmonton.
Hi.
All right. Interrupted your lunch.
There's my lunch. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Melissa. These trips all look so awesome. And I'm looking forward to going on the Alaskan cruise with you and some other travel chicks and hopefully some other members of our travel meetup. Looking forward to that. And yeah, we've got some super great deals as Melissa introduced. And I'm hoping to see some of you join in on these. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And did anyone else have any questions about anything that was shared?
I did.
Yeah.
The Barcelona Virgin Voyages, what was the cost on that? I missed it.
Let me
That was your second one.
Yep. Let me go and check that Virgin. Here, I'm going to share screen. Okay, so if we had 2 people, I'm just going straight to the site right now to see up to date. Sea Terrace. Okay, so $36.40 per cabin, which is amazing. So if we do show options, which is also really cool because you get a hammock on your balcony. And every cabin has that. Okay, so what do we got? 59, 52, 52, 48. Okay, so this is actually what the other 2 women booked. They booked Lock It In Rate, Limited View, Sea Terrace, okay? Because it was the cheapest one. So if we click book this, and okay, so the total is $39.30 divided by 2. Divided by 2, so $19.65, which is phenomenal. Like, yeah. And because if you did book it with us travel chicks, we actually have another bonus that we throw in $100 onboard credit, which is nice. I mean, it's not huge, but still, it's an extra bonus. So you get 600. I believe when you book this, you get 600 onboard credits. So that can be used for like, well, anything in addition, right? That you pay for extra on the ship. So you'd have like 700 for the cabin.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Kind of travel. You mentioned you send out the Oh yeah, Terry. You just type that. You mentioned you sent
Yes.
a
I just typed it and I was gonna ask if,
Well, yeah, I'd rather hear your voice.
okay, well, here it is.
Yeah.
So I've never participated in this group before or even considered any kind of group travel
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
And so I feel pretty green. And one thing I know is I'm interested in some of the things that you talked about. So do you have the info you need to send me the slideshow that you mentioned?
Yeah. Did you click RSVP on the meetup?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, everyone that clicked RSVP, that's who we'll send the slides to. So then you can, and in those slides, you guys can actually click the links as well. So it'll bring you to like further description of the actual trip.
Okay.
And
so
yeah.
what am I looking for from you then? An email or?
Yep. Yeah, it'll be an email. Yep.
Okay.
With the slides. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just what else was I thinking? So the category of single I'm in is just really happily single. The only downside to that is the high price of travel. So I noticed in the beginning you mentioned there was one woman who was interested in maybe joining up with someone else on a trip, right?
Yep.
I imagine that happens quite a lot. Are you involved with sort of trying to coordinate that for people?
Oh
generally?
yeah, that's like that's why we exist. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So like we touch base with our travel chicks, like our team of travel chicks in Calgary, and we're like, hey, do you guys have anyone for this trip? And the girls in Edmonton are like, hey, do you have anyone for this trip? So we keep an open dialogue going like that. But then, of course, we'll also send out the meetup emails to all the members and then our database of email people that we have. And then, of course, we do, well, at least we try to host a live in-person meetup at like a bar or restaurant one time per month in Edmonton or in Calgary.
Okay, I've seen a reference to one coming up. So
yeah,
what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, that one in Edmonton, it's September 21st. And we haven't locked in the venue yet, but as soon as we do, we'll post it right there.
Okay. September 21st.
Yeah, I think it's Thursday. I think it's a Thursday night.
Yeah, that's great. Just thinking because I'm traveling until the 18th. So yeah, definitely be back.
Okay.
Okay, that all sounds great. I'm a space nerd, so kind of interested
Oh
in that.
my gosh. So like these guys, so one of our members, our travel members from Calgary, he saw the solar eclipse trip and he was super interested because like just flights alone are like $2,000 right now to Mazatlan because so many people are interested in this. And so he's like, this includes flight, air, hotel, all the stuff. And I was like, yeah. He's like, okay. So he takes that. And then he's like, hey, this company called Travel Chicks, he posted on his Royal Astronomers Society of Canada chat thing. And
The entire trip is populated with space nerds?
Yeah, there's like 7.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned a Google form, and I imagine I can get access through either the meetup group or whatever you're sending.
Yeah, or if you scroll up just before your chat on the Zoom, just click that link. It says forms.gle. You can do that, or
in the chat, and I've scrolled up and I'm not seeing it, but oh, there. Yes, a link. Yeah, I got it.
yeah, so if you click that and then fill in your information, and then we'll know. But I will, as I said, I'll share the slides, and in the email that you'll also get the link as another reminder.
Okay, I actually was looking into maybe going to, I think there's Texas. There are some places in Texas that are along the path of the eclipse and so forth. So, but this sounds lots better.
Yeah, and it's palm trees, and it's like the beach and the ocean, and the ocean is really nice to swim in Mazatlan.
Yeah, and I can never force myself to do beach vacations. I like city stuff, but this is such a great combination. Maybe this will get me to be a beach girl after all. Okay.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it was like there's so this isn't your travel chicks, but it's not just women travelers.
No.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to actually